What's up, everybody? My name is Bri Dupree, and I am the host of the Elder Podcast. And I'm so excited about this opportunity to share a little bit about my journey, a little bit about my walk with the Lord, a little bit about my passions with you through this podcast. So before we talk about some of the reasons as to why it's called The Elder or what the podcast is going to be about, I want to introduce you to Bri. Who is Bri Dupree? This is an important question, I believe, because typically when I'm in conversations with people and I ask them, who are you? Tell me something about yourself. Typically we jump to our careers. We jump to something about our families. Again, these things are not bad in and of themselves. However, I think sometimes we have to kind of reel that back a little bit and we have to ask ourselves, who am I? What am I passionate about? How would I describe myself if I didn't have my current job, if I didn't have my current family? Who am I? So who is Bri? I'll tell you a little bit about who I am. I am an extrovert. I love being around people. I'm energized by being around people. And I also love time to myself. But 9 times out of 10, if you give me an option of being in a room full of people or being by myself, I'm going to choose to be in a room full of people. I could talk to a rock if you put it in front of me. I just love talking to people. I love engaging with people. I love hearing people's stories. I always have at least 7 to 10 questions in the back of my head to ask people when I first introduce myself. I've realized that people love talking about themselves. And unfortunately, they don't get an opportunity too often to do that. And so when I sit next to someone and I say things like, hey, tell me about yourself. Like, what's something that you are really enjoying right now? They jump at it. One of my favorite questions to ask people is, if you could do anything you wanted right now, people's opinions and money wasn't an issue, what would you do? And it's incredible to see people's faces light up as they begin to dream and imagine what life would look like if they didn't have to care about what people thought about them and they had all the money in the world. It's phenomenal. And I find that in their answer to that question, I can find some of their passions. I can start asking them questions about, like, okay, so you say you want to travel here. Do you have a passion for travel? Where do you want to go to? Why do you want to go to that area? And so we just keep digging. And so that's my heart. That's my passion. I love talking to people. I love having conversations with people. That's what I do for fun, even when I am trying to rest and I'm not trying to work. I love just talking to people, the people I love, my closest friends, and just having good, deep, real conversations that really allow us to I think, really embrace what it means to be human. I'm also a family woman. I love my family. I was born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My family still lives in Pennsylvania now. My mother and my siblings. I have 3 siblings. My sister Sierra, my sister Jade, and my brother Joseph. I'm the oldest. They're so blessed to have me, but I'm the oldest of the 4 of us, and just love my family so much. We lost my father a few years ago from COVID, but just love my family incredibly, in an incredible way, and just love being with them when I can because of the call of God on my life, which we'll talk about here in a minute. I'm not always able to be home, but they're a big part of my why and a big part of what I do. And so I'm a family person. I love to laugh, okay? I love to laugh. I love a good comedy. I love a good comedy special. Laughter is truly medicine for the soul. And I believe what scripture talks about when it says the joy of the Lord is your strength. I'm a witness. There's something beautiful about being able to just laugh, being able to just enjoy people's company. So I love to laugh. And I love experiencing different restaurants. I love experiencing, I don't know if I'll say I'm a foodie. I don't know if you can call me a foodie, but I love just experiencing new places with the people I love, with people I'm talking to and having a relationship with. I just love experiencing those kind of environments with them. So let me tell you a little bit about what I do now, So I am the executive director and the lead pastor of a ministry called the Embrace Collective. I'm the founder as well. And the Embrace Collective is really a space where we want to be a vehicle to and a supplement for the church. And we do that by pastoring people to healthy Christ-centered communities And we help those communities be successful by providing various worship opportunities, education, and resources. What does all that mean? Basically, a few years ago, I had a lot of friends who were gun-ho for the Lord and really were involved in church. And then over time, whether it be through church hurt or through faith crises or what have you, began to leave the faith. And it was really troubling to me. And what I found was happening is that a lot of pastors and leaders were saying, come to our church and then we'll help you get on the straight and narrow. Come to our church and we'll get you involved. Come to our church and then we'll support you. And what I found is that my friends, they didn't want to be a part of church. They were hurt by the church. They were hurt by pastors. They were hurt by leaders. They were hurt by whatever was going on in the church. And so I said, man, I think maybe we can't keep saying come to us. We might need to go to them. And so what we do at the Embrace Collective is we say, hey, we're going to hold Bible studies. We're going to host worship nights. We're going to host prayer meetings. We're going to host conferences. We're going to host opportunities for you to still get and learn what it means to be a follower of Jesus and to embrace the Word of God, to embrace the Spirit of God, and to really begin to develop a heart for worship. And then when you're ready in your time, we're not going to rush it, but when you're ready, we're going to come alongside you and say, okay, how can we help you begin to walk through some of those steps of being a part of a healthy Christ-centered community, whether that be a local church, whether that be a small group, whether that be being a part of a chapter for the Embrace Collective. So right now we have two predominant chapters. We have a chapter in Orlando, Florida, where I currently live. We also have a chapter in Los Angeles, California. And we have some community members in places like Pennsylvania, where I'm from, Dayton, Ohio, where I did a lot of ministry there for a majority of my ministry life. We have people in Buffalo, New York. And so we're expanding. And our goal is to have chapters all over the nation where we're just literally helping people who are in that middle space, and embracing them, loving on them, sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ, putting them in solid communities, developing relationships with pastors and leaders and teachers, and saying, hey, we want to help you gauge that middle space. We want to be there for you in that space. So I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited about that unique vision that God has given us. That's what I do. I'm also the associate pastor of discipleship at the Experience Christian Center here in Orlando, Florida, where my pastor is Bishop Derek L. McCrae, and I love serving at that church in the area of discipleship. Discipleship is my passion. Discipleship really is, I love what Eugene Peterson says, discipleship is a long obedience and a long obedience in the same direction. It's you coming along someone on their journey with God and you're just walking them through that process. And so I've been a discipleship pastor at other churches before, and I get to do it again now at the Experience Christian Center. I'm super excited about that. So that's what I do right now. I live in Orlando, Florida. I love the sunshine. You would think I'm a girl who grew up in the North. I grew up, like I said, in Pennsylvania. I went to college at Cedarville University in Cedarville, Ohio, left there, became a resident director there for a period of time, became a pastor right after that, and in Ohio for a few years. Then I moved to Florida. Then I moved back to Ohio. Then I moved back to Florida again. We'll share that story on another episode. But I'm passionate about people. I love people. And my life's mission statement, which I think everyone should have a life mission statement. And we're going to talk about this in one of these episodes. But my life's mission statement is to help people learn how to embrace their process. And so the Elder Podcast really is going to exist so that we can talk through what it means to embrace process. We're going to have something called Conversations with the Elder, where we're going to have conversations. I'm bringing different friends and different people that I know. We're going to have conversations about what it means to process their various triumphs and victories and hardships and mountaintops and valleys. We're going to talk through all that together. So you may be asking, here's the last thing I'll talk about on this first episode. Bri, why is it called the Elder? What's that all about? So if you're familiar with some church traditions, in the Christian tradition, there is a role or a title of elder. It is a title that they give to people who have some sort of pastoral or shepherding influence in the church, typically. However, my name did not initially come from that understanding. In college, people started calling me elder because they said somewhere inside of you, Bri, there's an 80-year-old woman. They said, Bri, I've always been, my mom told me since I was a kid, I'm just have an old soul. I like going to bed early. I didn't like staying up late. I would say like old phrases like I was 80. The older I get, right now I'm 35. the older I get, the more I just say old phrases all the time. So my friends started calling me Elder, was my nickname in college. And then as I developed, because in college, I was not trying to be a pastor, which again, we'll talk about that another time. But in college, I did not have any idea that I was going to be a pastor. I went to a Christian college, but didn't think I was going to be in ministry necessarily, not in the capacity that I'm in it right now. So they started calling me Elder because I was an old woman. So now as I've gotten older and now that I'm in the ministry, people feel like it's very fitting now. And so when I was thinking of a name for this podcast and I was talking to the groups that talking to Culture Studios and them allowing me to be in this space, I said, I think I want to call it the Elder. Because it's a nickname that has come over the years, and one that I have embraced fully as I just embrace the fact that I think they're right. Somewhere inside of here, there is an 80-year-old woman, and she just bursts at the seams at times. But anyway, I am so excited. I am so excited. I'm grateful for this opportunity that we get to kind of share our journey together. I hope you can kind of catch from even this first episode that I'm super chill. We're going to have just real conversations. We're just going to talk. We're just going to talk about life and talk about what it means to be human, what it means to embrace our process, what it means to really take hold of what it means to be a follower of Jesus in today's society. Because I don't know about you, but it's not always easy, man. And I think we need to have some conversations about some things that have been going on in society. I think we need to have some conversations about what's been going on in our hearts and minds. Some of these conversations are going to be hard and going to be rough, and it's not going to always be black and white. But I have become very much enamored with the gray, because I think the beauty of who Jesus is demonstrated so beautifully in the gray. And so I'm not afraid of the gray because I don't think Jesus was, and I don't think Jesus is. And so anyway, thank you for watching The Elder. We're going to be on one heck of a journey as we learn what it means to embrace our process. See you next episode.